So this time we're going to look at a piece of garbage. This is a Liteon LVW5005. It's one of these DVD recorders that could work with anything. CD, CD-R, DVD+R -R, or plus and dash RW. At least that's what it's supposed to do. I got two of them. They both have slipping belts, but as we're going to find out, these things are a piece of junk that should never have been sold. This is the famous LVW5005 DVD recorder by Liteon. It was an inexpensive recorder. I forget how much this cost, but it wasn't that much. It was one of the really, really cheap ones. I think I paid 150 bucks for it. I've got two of these ones. One was given to me. This is the one that I bought. Actually, this is the second one because the first one I bought blew up and went back to Costco and I got another one. This was a Costco special. I've even got the original card on here. I left this on. You see what the capabilities of this machine are is you see, all right technology. It could record video footage from camcorders onto DVD plus and dash or CD recordable, and it would do the RW discs as well. It had the FireWire input and could pretty much work on any type of disc. And this one here, I think the loading belt is bad on it. These ones were kind of picky about what brands of discs that they worked with too, which was kind of a pain. Like they would work fine with certain brands. Like you'd get like Maxell would work, but there were some brands of discs that if you tried to use them, you'd think you had a recording, and you go to finalize a disc, and it would not finalize. Now, what I've been using this machine for the past number of years, there's the remote for it, is this does a really good job of converting a PAL signal to an NTSC signal. So I've basically been just using this thing to convert video from PAL to NTSC. I can feed it a PAL signal through the input on the back here, and it will give me an NTSC signal on the output. And that's basically what I've been using it for. Although when it did record, it did actually record a very good signal. I could feed it a PAL signal and make a NTSC DVD in it. That was kind of neat. It would play PAL DVDs as well and send the output to the TV as NTSC. It was a really kind of cool machine. And it has internally an IDE drive. There's the cover, by the way, for the nose cone. You see? Dual DVD. Looks like new. The reason that this is stuck inside here is because, well, it was sticking. When I was ejecting, it would stick. And I got pissed off with it because it would stick all the time. So I just popped the nose cone off, and now it doesn't stick anymore on the front panel. It has a tuner built in. I think it even had a stereo tuner. A lot of these had a tuner, but they only had a monaural tuner. I think this one did MTS stereo, if I'm not mistaken. But it, the belt, I believe, is what's one of the things that's shot on this thing. Let's just see. We'll put a DVD+RW disc in. Yeah. Yeah, the belt is totally shot, so we're gonna have to change the belt on this thing. And maybe that's all this one needs is a new belt. The other one, the twin to this, I don't know what's wrong with it. Whether it has whether it's just a belt on it as well, or whether it has other problems. But let's pull this drive. We'll change the belt and see whether this thing is going to work properly again. It's kind of neat if I could use it, but I say I've for the last the last several years I've just been using this to convert PAL tapes over to NTSC, just the PAL signal over to NTSC. That's what I've been using it as, because I have lots of DVD recorders. But let's get a belt in this thing, because I like to demonstrate this with CDs. You can demonstrate this thing operating, put some video on a CD, because it'll make both I believe S video or SVCD and regular CD, video CD. It'll do both. See, CDR/RW, DVD plus and -R, and plus and -RW. It does everything. So if I can get this thing working, I'll show you guys how it works on everything. So the drive is held in place by 4 screws. They sure shielded this one. Kind of excessive shielding, I think. That's weird. 2 metal screws and 2 plastic screws to hold this drive in. Drive lifts out, so it unplugs. Let's get this metal shield off. Oh, it's got screws to hold it in place too. Interesting. Okay, let's get this shield off of this drive and expose what it really is. And there it is. It's a model number DDW5005 Liteon drive. And probably in the computer, that's all that would be in there. For whatever reason, they've got it heavily shielded on this standalone machine. Looking to see if there's a date on this anywhere. I don't see anything printed on this side. It's a Sony. Looks like the bottom shield may. Well, I don't think it operates as a heatsink. Is there? I didn't see any. No, there's no. Nothing I could see that would. Because this came off like this, right? That's a Sony drive or Sony board anyway. Probably an entire Sony drive that's in there. The loading motor's on the front here. Oh, it's got the open close button because it's a standard IDE drive, right? Computer drive. There should be a button that I can push. The release. Where is the release? Is it here? There should be a release. I don't need to. I can just pull it out. The belt is right in the front here. It's actually quite easy to get to. I think if I take off this cover, then we should be able to access that belt no problem. And here is the belt. The belt is literally falling off. It's so loose. I can hold the motor and spin the belt. So this is the tiny little belt that this one uses. I got to go and look in my pile of belts and see if I've got one that's small enough for this one. The 2 smallest belts I have are these ones here, and I think this one will probably do the job. Maybe not. I think I'll have to go to the even smaller one. And someone once told me you can use small O-rings for these small belts. There, that one will do it. Yeah, that one will definitely hold it. I'll put the bottom cover on, but I'm going to leave the top on this one open. I was looking for a date. July 2005 was when the drive was made. So I figured I'd play around with this thing with a couple different types of discs. One will I've got that MP3 player plugged into it now. We'll try making an audio CD. We'll do it on a CD+RW. This is a very old disc. Anybody that remembers when CD+R and CD+RW first came out, this was the disc. It came with an HP CD+RW writer, and this is very old, this disc. It just had some MP3s on it. I just erased it to so we can use it here and see if it'll work on this machine. And then we'll play around with a DVD+RW. So open. Hey, it opens now. Cool. When I close it, it should come up and identify it as a CD+RW. This disc is so ancient, it says no disc. So obviously this disc is not one that's compatible. I'll go find another one. That other disc was an HP. This one's a Maxell, and I believe this one's a 2 times. The other one was a 1 time speed, so that might have been the reason why it wouldn't even see the disc. But this is I believe a 2 times speed. These discs are so old. Was it not going to read this disc? Maybe this drive is no good. It wouldn't surprise me. There, I can hear it spinning up now. Whether it's gonna read this disc or not, that's the big question. The drive may be bad. So I've just put a CDR in now. This is a disc that's got some stuff on it. See if it'll read this one. Yeah, audio CD. This is a regular audio CD, this one. So that's no problem reading that. I don't know that this one reads MP3s. That might be the problem. And that might be why it doesn't read that other disc that I put in, the CD+RW, because it's loaded with MP3s. So I'll try putting a CDR with MP3s on it and see whether it reads it. It probably doesn't. But we'll see. Oh, it does. It does play MP3s. Excellent. Yeah, it does. I'll probably bring up the menu on this thing. Top menu. Does that work? No. Menu. Somewhere in here I should be able to bring up the title of discs. Guider. Navigation. Is that the one I'm looking for? Boy, it's been so long since I've used this remote. I totally forget how it works. Repeat. Oh, look, it'll do random too. Information on. track 61. What's nice about this thing is it tells you the track number. It's really quite quick at accessing tracks. Check this out. So even just as a disc player that'll play MP3s, it'll play them very quickly. So it is playing, and I believe it'll also play MP3s if they're recorded onto a DVD. Pretty sure it'll play MP3s on a DVD as well. So we'll try reading that CD+RW again. It should read it. It says it supports CD+RW right here on the front. And I do remember that I have worked with CD+RW discs with this unit before. And I know that it does read and write to them because I say I've done it. But it's not reading this one for some reason. And this disc plays fine in another machine. Well, at least with the shielding off the top, I can open this thing up now with the drive in the unit, and we can observe what's happening. Obviously it won't spin up a disc because the disc clamp is built into the top, but we can look at the laser and see what the laser is doing. The disc clamp's up here. So it should do a red laser and then an infrared. There's the red laser. Let's switch the camera onto night shot so we can see the infrared laser as well. I don't know, it might only do one, and if it doesn't detect any disc, it might not try the other. But red. Okay, so there's the other laser. That's the infrared laser that's trying to focus there. Now it's trying with the red laser again. That's kind of interesting. This thing will actually spin up without the clamp being on there. I'd like to, if I can, get it to read the CD+RW disc, just so we can play around with it. Just only because I could put a CDR in and burn that, but I don't want to waste the CDR. I don't have a lot of them left, and not that I use them that much, because my car doesn't have a CD player in it anymore, so I really don't use CDRs that much. And I use CD+RW even less. But it'd be nice to be able to test it out with the CD+RW, which it's supposed to use. Okay, it's spinning. I can hear it. I wonder if it will read now after cleaning. It looks like it's going to read. Hey, look at that. It's going to read. Now, the weird thing is, This, all I did, you saw what I did. I cleaned the lens, even though it didn't look like it was dirty. I'm going to try that other CD, the blank one, the blank CDR. This is the old HP one. We'll see if it'll read this as a blank disc, and then I can record on it. Because I want to try doing audio recording and some video recording onto a CD. This will do video onto a CD if it'll read the damn disc. It says blank disc. Ah, here we go. Here we go. Watch this. So audio, obviously. Audio only recording. 70 minutes on a disc. Video recording. Video CD. Normal quality. Okay. And S video CD. 34 minutes. And so we're going to create a layout. We're going to do this one we're going to do as an audio CD. So I'm going to select audio CD by pressing the enter button. Now it's going to set the disc up as an audio CD. I just need to select my input. And I do that on the source button, I believe. There we go. Audio CD. I got my MP3 player. So we're going to set some, I'm going to let it record a few tracks here. So let me just go ahead and do that. So I've got it ready to record. I've got it selected to the AV input. I'll bring this back down so you guys can see the machine because nothing really on the screen while I do this. Once I'm ready to record, I hit the record button on the remote and then I can start my music. So I hit record and it's now recording, and I'll just cue my music and let my music record. There's no level controls or anything on this. It's all preset, and on the display it just shows that it's recording track number 1, and on the screen it just shows recording track number 1, and it tells me I've got 1 hour and 9 minutes and 43 seconds on this disc. So I'm going to let it record a bit. I'm doing this on a CDRW just so that we can, at the end I can format the disc here or wipe the disc. So when I'm done, I just press the stop button and that'll stop it, and it'll say stopping on the screen here. And once it's stopped, then I can finalize the disc. Once the disc is finalized, of course, it'll play in any audio CD player. Obviously, most audio CD players do not support CDRW, so it's going to only play back in like DVD players and stuff that support CDRW playback. If I go to my guider, I should be able to finalize the disc. Go down to finalize here, and we will finalize this disc. And once the disc is finalized, I'll be able to play it back. Finalizing doesn't take very long for a CDR or a CDRW. Okay, now it's completed. Exit. And if I go to play, I only recorded the one track on here. Wah, 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 wah. It's not playing. So I had a sneaking suspicion that this disc was not fast enough. This being the original one-time write speed, and this says it needs 2 times discs. This is a 2 times disc, this one. So I'm trying another recording in 2 times. We'll see how this one performs. I can hit guider, I can go down to finalize the disc. Once it's finalized, should be able to play it. It seems to be finalizing a little quicker too on this one. If it won't play an audio CD, I don't think it's ever going to record video on this thing. And that was the whole point. I wanted to record video onto a CDR to show you guys what the video recording looked like. But I seem to be having some issues even getting this thing to play an audio CD. This finicky player is doesn't even like this. I know if I put a CDR in and burn a CDR, it'll probably be fine. But then again, maybe not. Nothing appears to be easy today. So we'll just erase this. And then the next thing I'll try is doing a video CD and or a super video CD. If it'll work with one, maybe it'll work with the other. But recording an audio CD on here seems to be problematic. I'll go to video CD this time, and I'll change my input to tuner. Use that. VCD 2.0. Record. I'll let this record for a while. Now you can hear the drive spin right up for this. Like it's trucking along pretty good. There, now it's slowed down a bit. I'll even try playing the disc in this. This is a little KPI VCD 2000 MP3 video CD player. This should play video CD, maybe even S video CD, because you see on the back of this thing it's got an S video output as well as a video out. So we'll try playing the disc in this player as well. Uh-oh, that's not good. I wonder how far it went before it died. Let's see whether I can finalize this disc. Holy smoke! That disc is wound up fast. You feel the draft coming out of the front of the machine. Like it's just screaming. What I will do is I will grab the other one that I've got. If this one's, we'll see what happens. It looks like it's not going to write to this CDRW disc, whether it's just the disc itself or whether the drive is shot. Maybe a little bit of a combination of both. We'll try it with the DVD+RW here and see whether it'll write to that. And now it comes up with this message that says change discs. I can't even get the disc out of it to change it. Well, we haven't had any luck with CDR media in this piece of crap. Let's try a DVD+RW disc. Now this has got stuff recorded that I recorded on that other machine that we'll need to erase first, but I'm going to do a recording on this DVD+RW. And see how that works. There, so this was recorded by that Aspire machine that I was playing around with yesterday. So there's the recording that the Aspire machine recorded, which is perfect. I'm going to go back to the guider on this. We're going to go erase and erase the contents. I got a fail on the erase. So I got a stinking suspicion that the drive on this one's shot. So let's grab the other one. I'll put a belt on the other one and see if I get any better luck with the other light on, or whether its drive is also foobar. So this is the other one. Notice that the shield on this is much smaller than the original one out of my other unit. But we're going to pull the deck out on this as well. I got to open it up and get that front nose cone off, I believe, or I can't take the deck out. Unless I can get the shield off. I might be able to get the shield off on this thing without having to pull the whole drive out. And that would make my life a lot easier. I could pull the top off and get at the belt without having to pull the whole drive. And I might be able to do that on this one. Now the only difference between the two of them is this is a little bit newer. This one was from, I think, December 2005, and the other one, or October 2005. And the other one was from like July. What's the date on this one? The date on this one is, I know it says it on here somewhere. October 2005, right there. Manufactured October 2005. And the other one, it is, when was it? It was July 2005. So between July and October, they changed the design. and didn't put that great big shield on the top that requires the entire drive to be removed in order to remove the shield, because as you remember, it was screwed on from the bottom. Now, oh, it's different. But yeah, there's the belt there. Okay, so we can loop the belt off here really easily, just like that. And let me get the belt out of the other one. We'll throw the belt from the other one into this one. There we go. Belt is in place. Put the top back on. And perhaps I will have better luck with this one. Although this drive looks to be even older. This drive says January 2005. We'll try, I'll try a DVD on this one first. And then we'll try the CD. Okay, let's see if this will load this disc. This is the DVD+RW. Invalid disc. What the hell does that mean? This one's saying invalid disc. I'll select erase. See if it'll erase the disc. Seems to be erasing it, so maybe it's invalid because the other drive that I had it in wrote something to the disc that this one couldn't understand, which is entirely possible. This might be a good lesson for those looking at these machines. I would not advise buying one of these units unless you want to just use it to convert a PAL signal over to NTSC. For that, just passing the signal through them, the picture quality is excellent, and it's as good as any converter I've seen. But the DVD drives on these things were atrocious at best. Everybody I know that ever had one of these had trouble. The guy that gave me this one had two. And I had two. One went back because it died. The second one died. So the guy that gave me this, he had two. And one of his died, and he gave it to me. I think he still got another one. Before someone suggests, why don't you just put a new IDE DVD+RW drive in? Well, the problem with that is the firmware on this, like all these drives, all these standalone machines, you could get the same drive model number, but it doesn't have the same firmware on. They did a custom flash. The only way to make a drive work would be to get the same model and then read the flash memory off of this one and load it onto a donor drive. That's the only way I know of that will actually make it work. It's erasing. It's at 90% now, but it's slow. Okay, we're gonna try this again. I took the disc and I wiped it on my other machine, and I also got the CD+RW cleaned as well on my computer. Erased it completely so that there's no remnants of old data. Let's see if this will recognize this disc this time. I get the sneaking suspicion this one's got a bad drive in it too. Showing no disc with a DVD+RW, and the disc is fine. We'll try the CD+RW. See whether this one will work with CD+RW. Chances are it won't, but we'll see what it does. Oh, it's reading that part. Yeah, this one's also not accepting this disc. It's not reading it at all. So obviously the drive in this one's bad. Either that or the power supply is bad. One of the two. I guess a bad power supply could cause a drive not to read. Got any bad caps in this thing? Although the picture looks fine on the screen. It's got that crappy glue on the power board, that circuit glue that goes bad. But looks like this is another bad unit. I'll let this record for a couple minutes on this DVD+RW DVD+RW, and then we'll try this video is becoming much longer than I thought it should have been, but I still want to try and make some recordings onto the CDRW, because that was the whole point on these machines, is that they could write to both or all types of discs, CD as well as DVD media. That was the big claim to fame for these ones. So if we can get this thing to work, that's a big bonus. Okay, I've been recording for about a minute now. We'll stop the recording because I don't think I need to record anymore. And we'll see if it will play this recording back. So it now says it's stopping. This thing's still got the original film on it from when it was new, so it's like it's immaculate. Well, at least the front panel is. It's in really good shape. A little bit dirty from people operating the buttons, but it's actually not in bad shape. Let me see what happens on this one if I press the button. I can't show you what's on the screen now, just because what's playing right now on my TV is a commercial recording, so I can't show this. I'll show a clip of it, but guider. Well, it certainly looks like it recorded and ready to go. If I press play, it's playing it. Let me stop it. See if I can go into guider and erase it. So I'll go back to the original, my original one. Well, see, this one I seem to have better luck with. I'll just try erasing this disc on this machine. And this is the DVD+RW. We'll try this one again and see whether I get any better results on this one. I'm not expecting any results. And I've got the CDR disc that I totally erased on my computer. The thing with this unit is, even though I've owned it since 2005 or 2006, but even though I've owned this thing all this time, it really hasn't had much in terms of hours. This was never a real workhorse for me. I used to use those Panasonic DMR E20s much more. Like, my E20s have, you know, a couple thousand hours, I would think, on them easily, if not more. I used to use those for time shifting all the time. This one here, not so much. I used to use this one to do DV transfers to disk, because it had the FireWire port on it, which incidentally is just this wire right here, just that twisted wire. I say I used to use this one just mainly for stuff that was coming off of DV tape. So it failed. I couldn't even erase the disc. I'm going to try a DVD-RW this time. I know that this disc is fine because I've recorded on it on multiple machines. Nothing wrong with the disc. But this drive is sure having trouble with a +RW. Let's see how it handles the DVD-RW. And again, I'm sure if I put a DVD-R, -R, or +R, it would probably write it. But the whole point is I want to try and write to a, make sure this one's erased. Try to write to a rewritable disc. So I'm just going to make sure that this disc is erased. See if it will write to a -RW. Okay, it completed. So I'm going to make a recording on this one. Invalid disk. I can't win. I can't win. This it doesn't matter what I put into this thing. It does not like any disc that I put in. Both of these units, exactly the same. It does not like any rewritable disc, whether it's a CDRW, a DVD-RW, or a DVD+RW. 2 units, both bad drives. That is just insane. As I say, two units, Both won't read discs. Well, I give up. This is the first for me. This unit has permanently closed this DVD+RW. I can't erase it. I can't write to it. I can't do anything to this disc. This disc worked fine until I put it in this drive, and now it's dead. I can't do anything with it. So this unit has destroyed a perfectly good DVD+RW. I give up. This thing's garbage. I won't be throwing it out because I use it to convert video from one standard to another. But as far as even attempting to get this thing to write, I give up. Two of them don't write worth damn. They just do not write worth a damn. And they destroy discs. I give up. I'm done. Catch you later.